Welcome. Lincoln, I'm gonna get back to you, man, about that girl. I took a listen. Just hit me up tomorrow or something. So yeah, so this is Indie Music Live. We're gonna be doing episode 59. Me and my shadows on Periscope. We're gonna be listening to a little bit of their new song. We have featured artist Nadira Norjahan here, and we're gonna be listening to some Sergio Lialin. I think is how you say his name. I'm JoeJoeKeys here with David Werba. Rob, whenever you're ready, why don't we start that intro video? Not ready yet. We have about 30 seconds. Hi, YouTube. How are you doing, YouTube?
There's a loop going on. Jesus.
What?
There's like a loop. It's like.
Where's that coming from? You might. I don't hear anything.
I'm hearing like 20 seconds in the past.
Oh, then you must have something on or something. Now we're live. Now we're live on Facebook. So, all right. Whenever we're ready, this is Indie Music Live.
I figured it out. It's fixed.
Welcome to Indie Music Live. This is episode 59 with featured artist Nadira Norjahan and music from me and my shadow and Sergio Lilian. We're triple streaming to Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook Live, so please share this out. And now, welcome your hosts, Mr. David Werba and JoeJoeKeys. Wow, that delay on Facebook is crazy long tonight. I'm watching my phone and it's just like, it's still halfway through the video. I'm JoeJoeKeys in the Music Live. What's up, everybody? This is episode 59. Me and my partner, David Werba, we've been doing this for well over a year straight. We think we've only missed like 1 or 2 weeks for whatever reason, like a holiday or something like that. I think one was Thanksgiving. No, Thanksgiving's on Thursday. Anyway, how you doing, Dave?
Not too bad. Just checking the website, man. I was
And why would you do that?
I don't know. Because that's my world. But yeah, Freud's Couch, Sean McClavey, Days the Nomad, and By Starlight still leading the pack for social shares on their reviews, which is pretty cool. They've been kind of just like progressively creeping up at a similar rate, so that's cool.
Yeah, we actually have a new Freud's Couch review coming up here in the near future. They have a new song that they just recorded. It's like the first song I think they recorded in a long time, other than the last one. I don't know.
Oh, Joe, I gotta do a shout out. I forgot about this. Let me see. There we go. You see this painting right there?
do.
Edna Dapo. This painting right here. She did that of me. I don't know, like 5-6 years ago. It's kind of like the Kramer painting, something like that. No, but she's just an incredible artist, Edna Dapo. Look her up on Facebook. Yeah, I have a couple of other of her paintings. She's a teacher at Phoenix Center for the Arts, and yeah, I meant to just give her a shout out.
I gotta tell you, Dave, it's much better than the granny panties that were sitting over your shoulder for about 3 months last year.
Yeah, finally gone.
Anyway, thanks so much, everybody, for hanging out. We got some people on Periscope, got some people on YouTube, people on Facebook. On these songs tonight, go ahead and put in the chat what you think of the songs. Let us know your comments. We will definitely try to say them out loud. Share this out wherever you are on Twitter, Facebook, Periscope, YouTube. What's up, Michael Perry, Bob Martin, David Werber's in the house. Calamari is also here. And yeah, so let's go ahead and take a listen to our first tune of the night. This is a review that I am currently working on. It's going to be out in the very, very near future. These guys are still watching us on Periscope, I believe. We're going to take a listen to the brand new song from me and my shadow called Collapse off of their brand new EP that just came out.
Dip a toe in the water, feel a little cold. Either need to dance, feel a little old, spark of something fresh, it's a little strange. Into something new, there's a little pain. From within, from without, their eyes are on you waiting. Suppress the rush of doubt just before you make the jump. Back of throats a little long, not much more than you can do. Watch that ground come up at you. Dip a toe in the water, feel a little cold. Either need to dance, feel a little old, spark of something fresh, it's a little strange. Into something new, there's a little pain. From within, from without, their eyes are all on you waiting. Suppress the rush of doubt.
The brand new song from Me and My Shadow called Collapse. Lincoln, I don't know, what kind of music do you think they are? You just asked in the chat, what kind of genre do you think they fit into? I would say an industrial-esque, pop rock. I always feel like they're going to get a lot heavier than they actually do, but the one thing I really like about these guys, and we talked with this, I can't remember his name's either Robert or Randy, but we talked with him, Mr. Carrier, in Blab one night about his production skills and how good we thought that he was. You remember that?
I do remember. Yeah, I'm actually feeling a little Randy tonight. But
yeah, so I'm working on the review on that. You can find it on the website, Indie Music Plus, coming up in the next couple of days, if not sooner. So, Dave, what'd you think of their new tune?
Austin Powers, you didn't catch that? All right, no, I'm with you on the whole industrial rock. I also had that feeling, Joe. Like, did you have this feel like you were waiting for kind of a big kick in?
Yo, I'm always waiting for that.
Just like something big to come in. It kind of like 9 Inch Nails. It was like late 9 Inch Nails, and it was I was feeling it. I'm like, cool, man. What, something's gonna happen here. And it didn't come in big. I'm okay with that. It's not like any huge type of loss or anything. Production was really good. I like the sound effects, the bass, the kind of like distorted synth sound. It was working for him. Yeah, dude, there's some issues on the vocals here at parts. Like sometimes he goes into this raspy, almost like an Axl Rose, type of register at moments. I'm like, cool, I'm digging this. But then he just kind of goes up into a higher range, and I think it's just, I don't know, he kind of wavers a little on tune. Just gets a little out of key at times. So I mean, did you hear that? Because
yeah, that was going to be one of the things I mentioned, in the review. And this is something that we've talked about with him before. And he's a cool guy, so I know he's not really going to be like super hurt his feelings or anything like that. But yeah, some of the notes where his vibrato is so wavy. This is one of the things we talked about before, that his vibratos. Thanks, Rob. His vibrato is so wavy that why do you always ruin my concentration? Oh, like I didn't have 4 eyes enough. His vibrato is so wavy that, yeah, it seems like some of the notes kind of dip and wave a little bit. I'm not exactly sure where he's going with it, but maybe I just need to listen to it a couple more times and get used to it. So
no, man, this is important. This is really important. Like just a lot of bands, they just they forget about this stuff. It's like, it's close enough. Let's just, rip the CDs. It's like, well, I mean, what are you trying to do with this music? If you're like serious, you want to, get a distribution deal, you want to sign with a label, you want to play in front of 10,000 people, you have to fix these things. You know, and that's what I would hope is a big part of the value that we provide, you know, when we like do review and a critique. We're not just going to like ignore this stuff. So like, that's it. We're not trying to bash anyone ever, but like the vocals, they go out of tune at a few points in the song. So,
and at the same time, it's like I really, really enjoy their music. So I love
I know there's so much cool shit going on here,
stuff.
man. Yeah.
Overall, cool stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's from my old neighbor, Kansas City. I lived in St. Louis for a long time, so I know Kansas City really well. So like their sound, I recognize it. It sounds familiar to me, you know, and just because of the area it came from. So cool. Thank you guys so much. Don't be strangers. Always let us know when you have new music out. Of course, we're going to be promoting the crap out of it. So we have a featured artist here, but I don't know where she went. Are you still here, Nadira?
Yeah, I think she may
There
have.
we go. Okay, cool. So anyway, we have a featured artist. This is a lady that we played way back on episode 28 when Dave and I were pretty much just starting out together. We're, you know, now on episode 59, and Dave came in around episode 5 or so, and we played one of the songs from Nadira Norjahan. Is it Norjahan or Norjahan? I always say
Norjahan.
I have to ask. What is
Norjahan.
it? Norjahan. Nadira Norjahan. Welcome to the Indie Music Live.
Hi, guys.
So thanks for hanging out. You've been here for a little while, being patient and being nice, and
very respectful.
Introduce everybody to Nadira here. Nadira, I love Nadira's music. She's doing an awesome thing. She is working out. She's from Philly, lives not too far from there now in Delaware, but she's a full-time indie musician. Doing the damn thing that she quit her job a year ago to do this. I'm sure we'll find out more about that when we get deeper with Dave. But but I just wanted to introduce you, have you just sort of give your spiel when you walk up to somebody on the street and they're like, "Hey, who are you?" And you say, "I'm Nadira and I do this." Just give us that spiel and then do me a favor and introduce the song "Comfort," and then we'll go ahead and listen to that and we'll come back and we'll get deeper with Dave.
Oh God.
Okay, I need to let everybody know I've been cracking up because these guys are so much fun. I love you guys so much. You guys are so much fun.
Thank you.
I am Nadira Norjahan, and I usually don't walk up to people on the street and introduce who I am. And sometimes I kind of have to say hi and goodbye because sometimes it's the guys who are, you know, trying, you know, they're interested in all this other stuff. And I got to let them down easy. But anyway, how I introduce myself when I go on stage is like, so you ready? My name is Nadira Norjahan. Nadira Norjahan. You like that?
Oh,
I can see how that would be a little weird on the street. So yeah.
Exactly. So, how would I introduce myself? Well, I am West Philadelphia, born and raised, just like the Fresh Prince. I really enjoy music. I've always enjoyed music. As a little girl, I was kind of troubled and depressed, and music kind of saved my soul. Poetry, I write all of my music, so everything that you hear, except for one song on this new album, which we'll talk about later, is written by me. I'm very proud of that. Very good composer without any major training to do so. My instructor, my vocal coach is Dr. Owen Brown Jr., who is also in Philadelphia, and he has trained some of the greats. I have my recording is by the tracks that you hear that are always dope are by Mr. Samuel Archer, which I will definitely plug you guys in with some information about Samuel Archer, but I'm telling you, without him, this stuff would not be as great. And it is Love, Pain, and Redemption is my latest project, which just came out in May. The project that you guys kind of featured was Soul on Fire, which was my double A side from 2014, which was one of the songs on what we call a double A side because there's no B side because both of them are hype, live, and dope. So
Cool.
About
So
me.
comfort. Tell me about comfort.
Yeah,
Let's
comfort.
listen to comfort, and then we'll come in and find out everything else about you.
Okay, let's talk about Comfort. Comfort is a song that actually now has a music video that was released yesterday.
Oh,
so
cool.
go to YouTube and check that out. Comfort is basically about comforting your man. We don't do that enough. We don't talk about the comfort that the guy needs for his, for all of the stressors that the man has to deal with. We were designed to be your comfort.
I like it already.
That does not preclude you from, reciprocating. But this song is about that, because we're often, we hear the songs and, he treated me bad and da-da-da. But there's good guys like the three of you.
Oh, yeah.
Rob, take
you.
it away. Let's get some comfort in the house. And then
let's play it.
Deeper with Dave. Oh.
Getting comfortable if we go deep in front of people.
Well, I'm all for it. If I need you to stop, I'll scream banana.
Yeah, just ease back, because I'm gonna go in inch by inch here. Okay.
That's my power word.
Banana hammock.
Bananas is my safety word. That's right. So if I say bananas, whoa.
All right, you know what? You want to go deep? Let's start deep. Why don't you recite some poetry? Do you have the ability to do that just on the fly? Let's do it.
I have the ability to read some of the poetry that I have written.
Okay,
yes,
let's do a deep one. Let's do it.
Okay, this is called Good Girl. Sometimes I don't want to be what people expect me to be. Sometimes I just want to break free and just be who I want to be in the moment. Sometimes I want to be soul. The next I want to be rock and roll, or sing me a ballad to soothe me and just please me. Just me. Sometimes I don't want to say what people expect me to say. I want to tell them to go away. Sometimes I just want to say every harsh word that comes to mind because they deserve it all. Sometimes people make you want to go there because it seems they don't care. Sometimes people push you and hurt you on purpose, but I choose to be kind. I choose to love. I choose to think of others first, even when it hurts. But deep inside, if I'm honest, sometimes I don't feel like being a good girl.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to get up when the alarm goes off.
Yep.
I want to say F it and bury myself under the covers for a few more hours. Get there when I'm ready. Sometimes I want to get in my car with no one along, just me and my dog, and drive till I run out of gas. But these thoughts don't last. Always thinking of who I leave behind. Even when they forget me, because I choose to be kind. I choose to love. I choose to think of others first, even when it hurts deep inside. If I'm honest with you and me, sometimes I don't feel like being a good girl. It's never really hard for me to just be me, although I'm judged and people criticize me. They go about their business. Sometimes they don't reach back, but at the end of the day, they ain't paying my way. So why should I care anyway? But I choose to be kind. I choose to love. I choose to think of others first, even when it hurts deep inside. If I'm honest, sometimes I don't feel like being.
Oh, God. Nice. I'm feeling it.
Now, was that deep enough? Was that deep enough?
That was pretty deep. I was starting to think. Deep. I was wondering, was this page 1 of 300? I didn't know when to come in. I'm like, oh no, is she reading a full book here? But
oh no.
Nadira, here's a question for you on this, because all the songs that I wrote, I wrote poems first and then just kind of tweaked them a little to become lyrics. And then that was it. That was the lyrics in my song. Do you do it the same way? Like that poem you just had, is that going to become a song, or do you like to keep it separate?
Nah, you know what? In the beginning, it was more poetry and then set it to music. But now it's more like inspiration of real life. Like something might just pop in my head and I'll just, have to write it out. I usually free write and then go and edit it the way that I want it to flow. My poetry is generally kind of separated now. So my poetry is it kind of stands on its own. Actually, Love, Pain, and Redemption is separated. It has 3 sections on the inside. That's love, pain, and redemption. I know it's kind of dark, you guys can't see, but
no, I got it. So like
there's
when you
3 different poems.
I got you. So it's a different process for you when you sit down to write lyrics and you sit down to write a poem. It's two totally okay.
Oh yes. Yeah. Well, it depends on what the inspiration is. I'm a writer first, so I might get inspired to write something. So if I get inspired to write something, it will become what it becomes. if that makes any sense. You're a poet also, so it becomes what it becomes.
Okay, so I was in a deep struggle before the show, hours and hours, sweating profusely, trying to figure out
we don't even know your bathroom habits, dude.
No, I was just laying in the bathtub sweating, trying to figure out what is the artist that this woman sounds like, because first of all, is a great song, awesome mix, well done, beautiful voice. Feeling the vibe. I'm feeling the comfort as a man. I'm feeling that comfort. But
let me be your comfort, baby.
All right. But I was going no. I want people to put I want people to put in the chat who they think she sounds like. The male version of it though, because I was going to Lou Rawls and I know that's not what it was. So I was going through all his songs, listening to Lou Rawls. I'm like, no, this isn't it. I'm like, who is it? Because it's based, you know what, dude, there's a little JoeJoeKeys in this sound. There's a little, honestly, there's a little Steely Dan in there. Like, you heard that, Joe?
Yeah. I mean, I gravitate towards her music, of course, because of how it is. Yeah.
Just like a, jazz fusion R&B, I mean, it's just got a really nice vibe. I mean, there's like a full spectrum of the past like 30 years just kind of sprinkled throughout. And like the chord changes, some of the chord changes, that's where I'm going way back like 20, 30 years. And that's what I really want to find what artists I'm thinking of. And I'll post on Facebook or something. But
those chord changes, I'll tell you, I'm definitely responsible for a lot of the composition of the vocals and whatnot, but those chord changes, I'm telling you, that's Sam Archer. That is Sam Archer.
Oh man,
that is Sam. Sam does it to it. He does it to a track, and I'm telling you, you guys can. And he's actually an artist, so you guys can get him online one day. I mean, he's really awesome.
I think if I talked to Sam, I'd probably figure it out in about 5 minutes. But in terms of influences, so you said, what are yours? We talked before the show. What are your influences in terms of creating your sound? Because there was a lot that you were talking about that I was surprised at. So you want to just say like a few of those?
So as a kid, there was Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, Rick James, but there was a lot of White Snake, Def Leppard,
Rick James and White Snake and Def Leppard, like
rock and roll.
I love their
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I went to school for a little while in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and that was all they were listening to. Rick Astley and what was Taylor Dane and all those. So I actually, just so you guys know, I grew up in the Christian church, in a very, very conservative Seventh-day Adventist church, which we weren't even allowed to clap when we sang. So I come from a very, very conservative area of music to a very non-conservative area of music.
Don't clap, young lady. Hey, don't clap, young lady.
We weren't even allowed to do this. In the black church, if you go into a black church, you generally will see us, rocking and stuff. And, we like to rock, we like to move, but, we were not allowed to do that.
All right, Joe, I'm done, man. I've said my piece.
All right, cool.
Deeper with Dave.
Now it's time to get back.
Thanks, Dave. That was great.
So Nadira, I don't want to cut you off or anything like that. We're just on a little bit of a time constraint. So
it's all good.
We're going to talk to you all night long. And speaking of which, if you want to hang out with us on our Thursday night Indie Musicians Roundtable, you're more than welcome. It's kind of the same sort of setup, but a little more loose, where we hang out. We actually sort of review and talk about music that's been submitted to Indie Music Plus that didn't quite make it to this show. And that's Thursday nights, 9:30. So if you're ever interested, it's an open invitation. We pretty much invite former featured artists to join us at this point. We want to open it up in the near future, but we have a nice pool of people right now on our featured artists that we already know and love and stuff. So all you guys are always welcome. So Nadira,
Excellent.
Finish us out. Just give your shout outs, where people can find your music and all that stuff. And then we're going to go ahead and move on and close the show out. So go for it. You got
okay. So again, I'm NADIRANORJAHAN. And you guys can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google me. I'm on YouTube. Everything is Nadira Norjahan. So this, I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you guys
I'll
see
Google it.
Yeah.
Rob was putting up the graphic earlier.
And I have my own website. So go and check the website out. I have 2 music videos, Soul on Fire, one is Comfort. And we're doing a lot of great things. Like I said, all of this stuff would not be possible without Samuel Archer, he was the connection to you guys. He is Team Nadira, and I appreciate him so much. I appreciate you all. You all are very great. Thank you so much for your honest and open criticism of our music, because we need it. Thank you.
Awesome.
Right on. Appreciate that. Well, thank you so much for spending your evening with us, or at least a portion of your evening with us, Nadira. Stay in touch. Don't be a stranger. Hang around. We're gonna be promoting you for the next couple of months on the site. You're gonna have a featured article on the site and all that stuff. So thank you again, and I
need that roundtable link sent to me, please.
Yeah,
I'd love to be in
definitely. I'll be in touch.
All right.
I'll email you. Are we friends on Facebook, or are we just on Twitter?
I don't know, but I'll make sure. And you're on there as JoeJoe?
I'll DM you. Yeah, I'll DM you.
Okay, cool. Let's do that. Let's do that. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
Bye.
I tell you, Dave, every time we have a featured artist on, each week it seems like they just keep can't beat the next one, but she took the cake right there. So
gorgeous voice, gorgeous face, gorgeous poetry, gorgeous human.
Yep. So speaking of another gorgeous human, if you like yoga music and you need some medicinal music, I guess. I don't know if
I
that's
do.
the right word
we
for
all
it,
do.
But this is a brand new review that just got put up on the website. This is a guy from California, and he's actually, I think, a yoga instructor. This is his song, Arpo da Universo by Sergio Lialin. You know how good I am with pronouncing stuff.
It was glorious.
Lele, 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 Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. All hearts in celebration, meeting has one. All hearts in celebration, meeting has one. May all beings of our worlds for all time all be free. May all beings of our worlds for all time all be free. Lele, 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 lele,
Indie Music Live, episode 59. I'm JoeJoeKeys, sitting here with Mr. David Werba. Sergio Lialin, new review on the website. If you like yoga, that's the music to do it to, I think. What do you think, Dave?
I think you're just scratching the surface on that.
We don't know what I'm
right
scratching
there.
right now.
Yeah, I'll show you what you're scratching. Jesus. All right. I have some thoughts on this. You know, I was about 25 years old when I started getting into meditation. That was kind of like the gateway into like the new age scene, right? I actually said masturbation, but medicated masturbation, which is pretty much meditation. But so meditation, so I was reading self-help books. I was looking into the whole like new age scene, and there's a big world out there, man. A lot of people are into this, and there's actually there is like a healing aspect to it. Like there's audio meditation series that I still listen to today, like almost 20 years later. And I've always been a proponent of and a protagonist of meditation, period, just with friends, because it just aids in overall health. But anyway, so I was starting to get into it. You know, I started wearing like a white day dress and a thick gold belt, and I was, roller skating at the park, and had a boombox and everything. Not really that last part of it, but yeah, what's interesting with this whole like new age scene is that, a lot of people say like, yeah, this is healing music. And it's like, well, all music is healing, really. Like all music has some healing aspect of it. Even like heavy metal, it just like releases tension or something, so that heals some part of you by listening to it. But I wouldn't like throw this into that like yoga massage type of music, because there are vocals in it. So usually when people categorize it as healing, there's not vocals in it. But yeah, I'm not saying his vocals like detract. It's very nice, very soothing. And by the way, the mix on this was really good. Like it was really clean, no instrument, there was no mixing issues. Nothing was like jumping out like, ooh, that's harsh. So kudos to him on that part of it. And it was pleasing, man. It made me feel good to listen to. There's always a place for this music, honestly, man. Like when you need to just kind of calm down and just relax at the end of the day, like you said, yoga, if you just want to meditate, chill, whatever, like there's always a place for this stuff. So I know like he presents himself as a really spiritual guy. I respect that. And yeah, I liked it, Joe. There's a big market for this music. My only questions for him is like, if he really wants to reach and categorize himself as healing, does he always want to sing behind it? Like, is he interested in doing more instrumental music? That's what I would want to know from him.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's one of the things that my wife is a music therapist.
Yeah, perfect.
And
yeah,
one of the things about the healing music is that Nadira's in the comments, by the way. Hi, Nadira. And Allison, actually, too. And Calamari and Aaron Schultz. All right, anyway. But is part of the healing parts of the music is the fact that there's not any melody. It's just the vibrations and the mood that it sets. There's not any, because the melody and the drums and the rhythms, that distracts from the healing part of it almost, because it's, it makes you move or dance or think, distract you. Not that it doesn't heal that way, but yeah, that's one of the things about, like you said, the healing types of music is it's very drony. So,
yeah, right. And the whole like new age healing vibe, man, when I was I was really researching this stuff. My mom is kind of like in the whole new age spirituality scene, and she would send me to her friends. She'd have like a lot of like healers. They would just be called healers. It's like, hey, my friend's a healer, go check him out. So I would walk into their office. I'm like, you do healing sessions. Great. So I'd lay on a table and they would just like hover their hands over my body. They're like, 10 minutes later, they're like, all right, that's it. You're healed. I'm like, what? Like, I'm healed? They're like, yeah, that's $90.
It's like, don't you have to slam my face on the ground or something? You know,
I mean,
healed.
There's a lot of whack jobs, but there is a lot of like people that really are doing good work, you know, in
Sure.
this space. So I always kind of take stuff with a grain of salt when you're going way out there in terms of making a claim like this will heal you or this will make you feel better. I mean, it all comes down to like, you know, the person. Like, do you like it? Does it make you feel better? Great. Then
Just
then
like
it's-
music.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's all subjective, and it's all about just how it makes you feel and what it makes you think. And, you know, it can be good, it can be bad, but if you like it, it doesn't matter. So
Yeah, but
cool.
yeah. So bottom line is, you know, good job, Sergio. I think we're doing yeah, we already did a review on
Yeah,
this.
the review's up on the site. Everybody can go check that out. And he's on Bandcamp, I think, is where most of his stuff is. So thank you again to Nadira for hanging out with us. And I was happy to hear the new Me in My Shadow. And you guys can check out that review coming up on the site here in the next day or two. It's way overdue. I apologize to the guys for making wait for so long, but it's going to be worth it. Trust me, because I'm writing it. Anyway, Dave, any final thoughts?
That's it, man. Feeling
right,
good
cool.
tonight.
Indie Musicians Roundtable, Thursday nights, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Facebook, and Tuesday nights, produced by the amazing and awesome Enlightened Audiovisual. Thanks so much for making us look cooler than we actually are. And go check
Speak
out
for
their
yourself.
What?
Speak for yourself.
myself. I will speak for myself. Go check out their Facebook and Twitter at Enlightened Audiovisual. And I'm JoeJoeKeys once again, David Werba. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Catch us here every Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time for Indie Music Live. Have a great week. Peace.